Okay, so if I recall right, we are holding Shin Lamed Gimel at the end of Dalid in the last let me see. We in the end of the Shach in yeah, we did the lot this that's we did the Shach on the first page. So are we in the last Shach, or we finished that Shach? Like that you're muted, I think.
I think we finished it. I don't mind going over it again if you want.
Let me just look at the last few lines to see if I yeah, we finished. I believe that. I believe we're at the beginning of hey. We went on Friday. We went a little overtime so we could finish it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. So weiter.
Okay.
Hey, in the
Be'emet dvarim
Mechaber.
amurim. Yeah.
Yeah. So meaning
Okay.
all of this that we just said about by a Kablon and by the Balabos, Yodei ala Tachteino, and the Schiryoim Yodei ala Hilyeno.
Only applies by dover ovud, right?
Right. So we're talking only by Dover She'ene Ovud,
Ovud. I'm sorry.
meaning
But
something that's not an entirely lost
if it's
because of him not completing it.
right, but if it's dover ovud, so then we're gonna take sides.
Yeah. So now that's going to be the sif. Yeah.
Okay. Let's just. Okay. Wir können anfangen, ja?
Yep.
Be'emet dvarim amurim bedover she'eno ovud. In other words, when do we say that Yodar Liena? Beneget to the Eved and Yoda Tachtaina. Beneget to the Schirioim, the Kablan, I'm
The Kabbalah.
sorry, the
Yeah.
Kablan. That's the Bedover Sheno Yovud. Aber Bedover Hovud, Kegoin Pishan Leha Lois Mehamistra. Oi Shesocher Chamoy Lehovi Chalilin Lemeis. I guess these are flutes that they used to blow
Yeah.
for the Oy lekalo, or for a kalo, ki yetze behem, echot peil ve'echot kablon, and a yochel lachzer bei. Neither of them may, because it's something, let's say, show.
Yeah.
The case
Right. It's
of the,
something if you're
in
not
the
gonna the
case of
the chasna is over already.
yeah, the case of the Mishnah is dover avod.
Right.
Shesoch
Right. The
chamoy
whole thing's
lehovi
gonna it's gonna
chalil
get
lemeso
spoiled or whatever. Yeah.
lekalo is it's tzedek shom. He brings one example of each. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Bekayetze be echot apel ve'echot
Well,
kablon in
the
yochel.
Pishton in a way is also tzedek shah, but it's a different type of tzedek shah.
Well,
It's a
there it's
tzedek
going to
shah that it's
get,
gonna go bad. It's gonna
but
get
that the term used there most specifically
right.
is they call it dover ha'avud. There,
Right.
it's the clock is ticking on both sides.
Yeah.
One is on the hefzer and the other one is on the gavra.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You want to get fancy, yeah? Okay. Mishnah soy evet shel balabais mikre dover avod de balabais so yochel lasos melocha beatzmei ve'al dei zeh nevet sheloi. Okay, but the Rama is saying why it is in fact a it's dover
Right,
avod.
that's interesting though. He's saying an a Mishpat Eved is called Dover Avud.
Yeah, because he can do it himself.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't know how to do it. You know,
So
is
what did he do with the what happened to the
well,
Eved?
the thing is, it's soaking there. It's soaking in the mishra. You know, the flax had to be treated. It had to soak. Aber so viel gedenkig. Remember, flax was taken raw from the
Yeah,
fields, right? It was taken and it had to be treated to soften it up, and eventually had to be combed and all that.
right. And if you don't do it fast, it
It has an awful smell. That much I remember.
right,
That the Gemara read wegen der roof, you know, and
right. It's the kind of there's certain kinds of people
oh,
in certain trades like the tanner and these that
the
they smell.
Taina and the Mishra also had a
Yeah,
terrible, very strong smell.
yeah,
So anyway, seemingly, if you don't take it on time, two things are going to occur: that the thing is going to go bad, that the patient is going to go bad, and it's going to develop a terrible smell.
yeah.
A worse smell than usual, in other words, and it's going to get ruined. So then it says, "Elo imkein nenas kigoy shechol." The only way out of the vehu oy ishto uvonov. Very
Right,
interesting. I want to tell you something. It's very interesting because I study insurance, and by trip cancellation, which means that if something, not only something happens to you, if anything happens to you, to your wife, even though you're the sole insured, but
right.
ishto
It's
gegufo
also
also.
considered nenas.
Nanas, yeah, and also
Interesting.
if you take care of your elderly mother and
Hmm.
she's dependent on you, it's also considered. And I'm sure this is this is examples of dependence
Yeah,
that cholo that you could say, you know, that he can get away from not showing up, right, for
right.
that. Oy sheshomar shemeis meis. These all examples which are brought down in the insurance business.
Yeah,
Either they got sick, or they had a trip and fall, or that they died, right? Umihu eino itzorech l'shalom lahem kol schoram, or leidach gisa, the balabos who hired him is under no obligation to pay the full salary. After all, he didn't show up.
right. He didn't do the
Rak
work. Bottom
mishum
line.
she'osu, rak ma she'osu, only as much as they actually did. Apparently, they did do some work.
Right, because
So
we're continuing the sugi from last sif where they
from last
started the
year,
work and they're
yeah,
leaving in middle.
in the middle, exactly.
Yeah.
So whatever he could have done, he doesn't get a cent. Whatever he did, he gets fully paid for what any work that was done.
So basically in this case, everybody's gonna be like a schir yom. They'll all be
Absolutely,
yodi al elyono.
because he's vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because they're all equally as vulnerable. It's the yodam al elyoina, and libi oimeli, that goes also for the kablan also.
Right. So that's the chid because the schir yom would be anyways.
Yeah,
But the chiddush is that the kablan is also treated like we did the schir yom there, that he gets paid for what he did,
as
and it doesn't make a difference if it's gonna cost the balabas more to complete the job than the original haskama.
yeah,
He still
right.
gets his.
Yeah, and they work it out. You know how much
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm sure that the equation of the money which will be given to the Schir Yoim will be on a slightly different scale than to the.
Yeah, because well, for one simple reason, because this schir yom, it goes, it's a calculation based on hour, and for the, it's like you said before, it's and by the kablan, it's going to be how, because it's not based on the hour, it's based on a job. It's going to be what percentage of the job did you complete, and I have to pay you that amount, even though the remaining percentage in the Kabbalin's case or the
Yeah,
remaining hours in the Schir Yom's case is going to cost more.
right, right. It is. Yeah. I'm not sure. V'yodem al Elyonim, both v'yodem. Yeah, v'im. No, well, v'yodem al Elyonim. Remember that he has to have somebody a substitute to
Right, but
complete this work.
Yodam Alil Yaina means that if it costs him more to substitute, they don't lose out. That's Yodam Alil
They
Yaina.
don't, doesn't. They're not menake from his.
Yeah. Now the
Well,
question's gonna be, do they? Because it's and mistame. Unless they talk about it further and say something else, but mistame is going to be the same like the smeh and the shach over there, because according to the smeh, Yodi Alil Yaina means if it costs him less, he has to pay them the difference. That's
not here.
according to this meh. According to the shach, no. It means It just means he's gonna pay them the amount they did, and that's it. And if he finds it for less, that's his revach.
Right. Yeah. Here we're not even looking there. We're not even looking at what the you get your thing and that's it. Gegangen weiter. I
Right. Well,
think.
it's according to this meh. Yodel al Elyon means he's gonna get more even. Remember, the shach didn't like this, but
Yeah. Do you think it means it here also in the
it's
case of
that's
oil?
that was his version of what's meant Yodi al Elyon. Yodi,
Understand
remember,
that.
according to this Meh, Yodi al Elyon goes both ways.
I understand that. I remember that. But I'm just saying
Yeah, it has to be. I'll tell you
when
why.
it says Yodana Liena over here, right?
Yeah. No, I'll tell you why it has to be.
You
According to
actually
my thought process.
hold on a second. Bedover avod and bedover avod or bedover or what do you call it? Or if it's time sensitive, right? If it's so in these two cases, you're going to say they go yod about the except in the case of a noiner, so then yod al.
Right.
Listen to this, but I'm
As
just
you're
saying.
saying, so maybe this is different because by there it wasn't a davar avud.
But on the other hand, here he should be treated more. It should be treated more kindly because he didn't just quit.
Right.
This is a case of annoyance. So maybe this man will not treat him so harshly over here because I'm just thinking out loud
Yeah.
because he's after all he's been forced into not showing up in the other gedenkje. In the other
Right.
ones he didn't. He didn't want it. See,
Right.
because money.
But he's also not leaving him. There's two sides of it, because on the one side over there he wasn't honest,
Exactly.
but over there it also wasn't a davar avod. He's not leaving him so stuck like here.
So you're saying there's a limud
But
chus
but
over
but
there.
but but but, but I mean, lichura
There's a
though,
chumrah. You're
the fact that
saying
he's using the lashon though, right? That they use the lashon yodam alei yena is he's equating that with what we said yodi alei yena means in the last sif.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm questioning that, Rabbi Markel. I'll tell you
Yeah,
why. Because in the case over there that we say Yoda al Yoina, right? In the case of a Schir Yoim and the case of a Kablan is Yoda al Tachtoina, more money, less money, all that's quite. But that's when you have an oinus. I don't think the mashmos over here, the oinus means that you revert it back to to a normal matzav. What do we say? Over here, das ist als gesagt geworden, bedor she'eino yoved. Bedor
right.
she'avod. So then, it's
Then
different.
they're right.
But in
You
the
can
case
take,
of anointus, then what? Are you gonna?
meaning do we
I
just
don't
cut him
believe you
slack, or
say.
we mamish take him all the way back like it's not like there's
I
no
don't think
problem?
so. I don't I don't.
Right.
I
So
can't
no.
believe it.
Logically, you would think maybe no, but they use but the lotion he's using is the same lotion. I mean, let's see. Unless there's an indication that he means something different by it.
Yeah, but naniach is like what you say, right? And like you said, like from the lotion of the.
Yeah.
But don't you think there's over here is an element of vulnerability over here that
To
should
who?
not be over to the workers that should not be overlooked?
No, no. Well, no, but according to the SMEG, that it goes to the benefit of the workers. Meaning,
Yeah.
if it's going to cost the balabas, the truth is now that I think of it, it's nicht doch was zu reden here. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because we're talking about a davar avud. There is no completing the job. So who cares? So bain to the smeh, bain to the shach. What was the whole difference by them?
No, isn't
Was
this
if the
talking about a case
balabas
of?
is gonna can find the rest of the job for cheaper,
Yeah.
then who's gonna take that revach?
You don't.
Over here, it's a davar avud. He can't complete the job. Period. So all there
No.
is the part that was done.
So my question to you like this: when it says over here davar ovid, does it
Yeah.
mean to say that bepoil it's going to go bad, or does it mean that if he doesn't do something about it, something's going to go bad?
Uh,
But bepoil,
okay, but
in other words,
the mashmos is that he's not able to do something about it. Meaning, by the time he finds somebody, by the time he what's it called, it's going to be already too late. Otherwise, why is it a davar avud? Here, I have another worker. There's no what was avud.
but still, in a case where you get it's a davar ovid, but in a case where you're gonna how do you call this?
That you're going
In
to
a
fix
case
it, so it's
you're
not
gonna
a
get somebody
davar
else.
avud anymore.
You mean that if you can get somebody to complete the work,
So it's not a davar avud.
uh, so
So so
here,
so so so
very
you
good.
you have to say that in this case, it's talking that he can't find somebody to complete the work, and therefore that's why it's a davar avud.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that the whole thing is over here, the whole nafkamina, if I said the way I want to say, which I'm not saying I'm right necessarily, it seems to be that the nafkamina would be only for the kablan.
Well,
That in
I
that
think either way, the nafkamina is only for the kabbalah. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, meaning the nafkamina here, when onas, when nenas, it would be a nafkamina only for the kabbalah. Because davara avud, we said if it's davara avud, the payil also can the payil, right, the whole lay avodim lavodim thing goes out the window if it's davara avud.
So you say Pashut Kepshuto. Let's
Yeah.
go back to your.
Let me keep shooting. We have a davar avud. It's going to go bad, and he's not going to be able to fix it. He's going to take a loss on the whole thing. So now, first of all, the payil can no longer pull out also, and the kabbalah cannot. It's not a question of can they pull out, but is it going to be in the case where it's not a davar avud? They can pull out. You can pull out. Elamai by a payil, you're going to be yod. He's going to be yod the know, and by a kabbalah, he's going to be yod al tachtaino.
But he said, but that's by Dover Chernobyl. But
Right,
by
but
Dover
davar
Ovud,
she'avud, you can't pull out. You have to complete the work. You're going to cause him a loss. And if you do pull out, Mistama, he can bring a taina against you of the whole amount, whatever loss you took. Even it's
right? But
more, even it's more than what it costs, whatever it is. Mistama.
yeah, I'm not questioning that.
Fine. Now, unless okay, but if it's an
I'm
anus, what's he
questioning.
supposed to do?
I no, I'm mit dem bin ich gut.
Fine, good.
I'm with you. But I'm talking about in the case where there was a noinus involved, where the
Fine. So now
mother.
there was an anus.
Yeah. Then what happened?
Then they, whether it's a kablan or a schir yaim, they both go back to what we said by a schir yaim in the last seif, that you have to pay him for the work that he did. Why? Because it was an inus. It wasn't he's choosing to leave you high and dry, and Hitaka did the work.
So they in a case of an inus, that's it. So the
Yeah,
shomer basurem.
yeah, and you pay him what he did. Now, as far as last sif, we spoke about the part that's left over. It's a double over. There is no part left over. It's a loss. It's a total. It's totaled. There's no left over. All there is what he did. So you don't have to worry about, because in the last sif we had to say, okay, and how about the remainder? Is it going to cost them
Yeah.
more? Is it going to cost
Here
them
you don't
less?
have here
Who has to
here you
pay
don't
for
have
it?
to worry about
Here
it.
there is no remainder. It's a davra avud.
Okay, fine. I say that.
At least that's the simplest
No, no.
way, the quickly of what he seems to be saying. It could be maybe the smed the shaft are going to throw that whole thing over, but that's the push the pshat, I think, of what he's saying.
No, the push-up shot is as you say, and I hear it. I'm just wondering, in the case of double ha'avo, this is the question,
Yeah.
and somebody he does hire it to save the situation. I don't
Then
really,
l'chor, it's no longer a davar avud.
I don't
Meaning
know.
these things that he brought is just an
I don't know.
example
I'll
of
tell you
davar
why.
avud.
I'll tell you why. Because this should be treated. The case of annoyance should be treated separately to the previous save. That's what I'm saying.
No, I would say
Do you think so?
this case here is an al achas kama v'kama on the previous sif. That if it's any davar ha'avud and it happens by a kablan and einis, al achas kama v'kama, who would be yodi al elina. You would pay him for what he did
Right, right. Yeah,
because
yeah,
it was an
yeah, yeah,
einis.
yeah. Yeah, but the question is, how much more? Taka, on a kalva you can't do more than what. You know what I'm saying? You can't give
Right,
him more than what you.
right,
And
so
that,
even and here by an einis, he's giving
yeah.
him everything he worked.
The
Does he
dialogue
give you
adim
more?
days caniden.
Maybe, but there's no proof for that from here.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, dialogue adim days caniden. If you say kalva ma doch in NFL,
Yeah, by
here,
davar avud. Yeah,
yeah, but you see over here that by Dover by the case of the oiners, yeah.
yeah,
I'm stellen sich on the case of the oiners. The question
yeah.
is, what do we should the case of the oiners be treated equally to this? This is my question.
In a case of anus by what? By Ovid or not Ovid?
In the case of did we ever speak about oiners by Dover Shein or not?
No, not so far. The only thing I have is a kal v'chemer from here to there. That if by a davar Ovid the kablan is gets paid, so alachas
Okay.
kama v'kama, if he was an anus by davar she'eni Ovid, he would get paid.
Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna look further and
And
let's
we'll
hear
learn
this.
further and see. But
Let's hear the case
you
out.
have to say at least that much he would get paid
Yeah, yeah, no, not that, yeah, that, yeah,
because it's that's A, and B, it's by a davar she'eni Ovid. So you could say maybe the Kablan will come and complete it later. It's not a davar avod. It's not time. That's not so time sensitive. So you also pale,
yeah,
in a realistic sense, is he also has more leeway to deal with it. Here,
yeah,
if hey, somebody got sick, what's it called? He can't come for the next 3 days. When it's not a davar avod, maybe it's fine. He'll come back in 3 days and finish it. What's the problem?
ja. Okay, laat me gehen weiter,
Yeah.
ja? Beim Choser Balabais. What does that mean?
So now, what if if a balabais or a kablan it goes back la'achar she'ovar ha'enis.
Bechozru ve'osu. Why Balabais? Who's talking about Balabais? We're talking
I
either
don't know yet.
you test. Vekiblu.
I don't know how the balabais is in another. Well, unless maybe the maybe we're talking about a case where the balabais had to tell him to stop working because he had an anus of some sort. But this is talking about this the case that we just were thinking about. Was okay. What if he had an innocent? It was 3 days, and now it's being if it's not a davar avod, meaning after 3 days he can come back and complete it. Then he can come back. Then he comes back and completes it.
It's a double avod or not?
Well, obviously not if he was able to come back and complete it, or maybe it's davar avod that if he won't complete it, maybe it takes a week to go bad, and he was able to come back in 3 days. But this is talking. It would seem it's not a davar avod because a davar avod is what there's nothing to come fix. It's spoiled already.
Yeah.
So let's say by not davar avod, and he goes and he face his wife get the Rahman al gets sick. Baruch Hashem, 3 days later she gets over it. She's well.
So
And then he
what's
goes
the
and he goes
question?
and says, "Oh, my wife got better. I can come complete it now."
Well, I understand. Why is the Ramon mentioning just what do you call it? The balabos or the kablan and not
Why?
the
Because
Syrian?
I believe because he's basically without telling us he's switching back to the case of last seif.
It is?
He's because he's going back to talking about a davar she'eina ovid. Hey, by a davar she'eina ovid, the schir yaim is allowed to leave, and he's anyways yodei al Eliana.
Yeah.
So that's why the schir yaim is not he's not relevant here to this. Why? Because we're going back to davar she'eina ovid now. I mean, clearly, because otherwise, how could he come back and finish the work if it's davar ovid? Now he's going to switch his lotion to a pale. He's getting very interesting here. So it's a lotion megumgum here, the whole thing. Because they don't fit with each other. See, he says Chazar balabais v'kablan la'achish avra'inis stam, right?
I think let's just read it and stop at first possible stop and let's start looking at the
And we'll start
Netzikelim a bit.
looking. Yeah, I think especially there's a whole long shach here. I'm guessing
Yeah, I'm beginning to
he's
get
probably
lost
gonna
over here.
because I
Choshen
can't I
balabos
can't imagine such a lashon megumgum and they're not going to explain something more.
yeah. Choshen balabos kablan.
Yeah, the achash avra'inis stam.
It's nicht the kablan, the kiblon.
No, it's about the balabas nekablan because we know the halacha of a balabas nekablan is the same.
Cook bed hatev.
He says different. He says it's of
The
a kiblon.
kiblon. Okay.
That changes the whole meaning.
I couldn't move. I was looking at this. Was Zokter, Okay, so yes, Choshen balabos bekriben achas shovra oines. The balabos said, "Okay,
So
stop working for
basically, he
me."
waited.
He waited, and he received them again after
Right.
the
So
oines.
meaning we're talking about davar she'eina avud, and instead of the guy, oh, he has an einus. So instead
Yeah,
of
nice.
getting somebody else to finish the job, he
He took
waited
them.
and he took them back
The
and they
chodru
finished.
ve'osu. This applies to both, I guess, right? To
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah. Either or. Yeah. Yeah.
ach kach. Yeah, chodru ve'osu
Yeah. It
ve'ach
makes a lot
kach.
more sense this way.
Yeah, I had a gut feeling there's something not right. ואותו ואח המלאכות צריך לשלם להם כל מלאכתון ואינו מנקה להם כלום, despite that there
Yeah.
was
Yeah. He
a,
doesn't deduct anything because the
how
bottom
do you
line,
say,
they finished the work.
there was a little pause of a couple of days or more
Right.
maybe.
Even though even though you originally estimated me a shorter timeline, and
Yeah,
then you had an einus, but instead of having somebody else come finish it, in which
yeah,
case all the things from the prior thing would apply, maybe,
yeah,
or maybe it wouldn't apply because it's an einus. But either way, I didn't get somebody else to finish it. I waited for you.
yeah.
Then you finish it. Now I pay you the whole amount like we were masking in the beginning.
I mean, there's things over here. Was etwas soll man meinen as menakeloi that yes, it tells you eno menakeloi.
That's even harder to understand because he'll explain you now. Aval balavi hachi, but it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Aber ab hochi menakeloi kol yemei cholyoi oi onsoi.
Afal pishlei chazer be'apayil, right? So hang on a second.
I
So what do you mean
understand.
monocular? Why monocular? Why monocular? I thought it's an anus. I thought, oh,
He
because
know I tell you what's going on over here.
monocular means the amount
He,
that's completed. Let's say the guy he does. There's 8 days of work that need to be done. He does 4 and he gets sick. Now the balabas gets somebody else to do 2 days, and then he's better and he finishes 2 days, the last 2 days. So he takes off the 2 days. I have to get a different worker. Taka, I have to pay you for the work that you did, but I don't have to pay you for the work that somebody else did.
not, but when he comes afterwards, he gets paid again. Like
So it depends.
he said,
That's that's if that's
if
if
keep
he com-
on,
that's if the guy completed all the work, meaning he didn't hire somebody in between.
okay. Aber wir kommen nachher schon wieder eines. Stam, yeah?
Yeah,
Bechazru ve'osu achar kach, the Zebra mentioned, the same people,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So, din is, tzorich leshalem lahem kol melachton, beinu minakelem klum. Even though there was a pause of 4 days
right,
where they didn't work, for whatever reason, he feels that the inconvenience of these 4 days,
right. Or there was the timeline was he had to wait longer than what
but
the original
nobody
estimate.
did. Nobody assisted. Nobody. It's just the
Right,
same.
but they came back and completed the work.
They completed everything. אבל בלאו הכי מנקה לוי כל ימי חולי אוי אונסוי, אף על פי שלא יחוזר בוי הפועל. Oh, like this. We're not talking about a kablon over here. We're talking about a poil.
We're
Hetzu,
talking about
hetzu.
either. We're talking about either, but by Inus they're the same.
Yeah, but not in this, not in the next clause. I'll tell you. And you correct me, please, Rabbi Markel. I tell you what says over here. A person worked week one, worked gewaltig.
Yeah,
Week two, oinus.
yeah,
Week three, back to work.
fine.
Gewaltig, gewaltig, oinus, gewaltig. Sagt since since he finished the work himself, so we batzalt him for week one and week three. So he
Yeah,
says like this: the you don't, because of week two, week three shouldn't suffer.
right. It's the same, right? It doesn't make a difference. Correct.
Doesn't make a difference.
Maskim. Yeah,
Aber Belav hochi sagt he's not paying him anyway for week two. He's not paying him for week two because he didn't do any work. So, weil belav hochi, das ist der Pshat. Aber belav menakeloi kol yemei cholioi, which was week two, oi oinzoi, avapi shaloi chozer ba'poel. Whether he comes back or not, irrelevant. In other words, saying like this: week one, you're
right.
to get
Meaning he pays him for what he did, and he has to pay him for all of what he did, and he has to pay him for none of what he didn't do.
not for the inconvenience of him missing week
Right.
two.
He can't deduct.
He can deduct onto
Right.
week three because belav hochi, he's not paying him for week two, and we're not suggest.
Right.
But don't penalize him for week three because
Right.
he
So
didn't come week two.
the bottom line is he has to pay him for everything he did, and he does not have to pay him for anything he didn't do.
He didn't do exactly clean cut. And don't come with a taina and
That,
say,
oh, right, there was a delay, so
oh,
therefore
delay,
it's yeah, you can't do that. Right,
das
correct.
ist Pshado.
Fine, good.
Gerecht nicht.
I'm asking. Yeah,
Okay, before we go further,
I think yeah, I think it's time
because the
to
next case is a
go
new
into the
case.
Sman the Shach over here.
Yeah, because the next is a case of Melamed.
Right, he's
Before we
going
go,
into a whole new
let's
thing, and
get
we want to keep this this.
let's get exactly. Okay, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem kivanu. Okay, בדובר שאינו עבוד, פירוש, שאינו צורך שור בוי, כי אף שיחזור בוי הפועל ולא ימצא פועל אחר לזכור כי אם בדומים יקורים הרבה, יוכל להמתין עד שימצא פועלים לזכור לפי דרך סחירוס הפועלים או מעט. It's a very interesting thing it says. שאינו צורך, כדום שאינו עבוד. שאף שיחזור בוי הפועל ולא ימצא פועל אחר, לזכור כי אם בדום יקורים הרבה יוכל להמתין.
Right, like let's say it's a case. Let's say it's a case where, like, for
What we're
example,
saying.
let's say for a guy who's gonna come, right? A guy pulls out before a chasna,
Yeah.
right? Okay, in order to get somebody else who's gonna come, if I'm gonna tell another guy, first of all, good luck finding a guy. But let's say I find the guy, he's gonna charge me a lot more. Why? First of all, the flights, he has to make a last minute flight. He has to do a last minute rental of gear. He has to, plus it's a big tircha for him. He's gonna tell me, listen, I'll do it for you, but it's gonna cost. It's gonna cost you several times what you thought you're gonna pay. Right. So the smek is considering that also davar oved, the fact that I'm gonna have to pay an exorbitant amount higher. He says, but what if it's not time sensitive? Meaning, I can wait 2 weeks and either this guy I can hire, or if not, I can hire somebody else at a reasonable cost that's similar.
Without, because since I have leeway, I have
Right,
leeway.
I have time available.
I
Right.
have time. Well,
In
I know,
the case
and the
of the
the
pishton,
chefs don't get ruined either.
right? In
The
the
chefs,
case of the pishton, I'm gonna have to get somebody right now to do it. He's gonna tell me, you want me to do it right now? It's gonna be 3 times as much as usual wages. By the time I paid you, I lost my money on the pishton already. Who cares that I saved the pishton? I lost my money on the pail. You know, so David She'ena means, right, I have this timely way that fine. So I'll wait 3 weeks. I'll set up another worker for 3 weeks for now at normal prices or relatively normal prices, and I'll still be good. So that's She'ena Avud.
לא מכניסים בחזרה noch einmal, yeah? בדובר שאינו יעבוד, פירוש שאינו צריך שור בוי, יאף שיחזור בוי הפועל, אפילו הפועל וצריך חוזר sein, yeah, even though he goes back,
Right, even though he's retracting his word, yeah.
ולא ימצא, and then what? שיחזור הפועל means, it means
Means even though he retracted.
it means he's not going to work there anymore.
Yeah, even though he quit.
He quit, right?
Yeah.
ולא ימצא פועל אחר לזכור בדיש gefinnen, right?
Yeah.
Another פועל, כי אם בדומים יקורים, only in very difficult, very expensive workers, הרבה, יוכל להמתין עד שימצא לפי דרך הסגירה. And then what?
And then he'll, meaning it's not davar of it. It's going to cost him a little bit of time, but this thing, it's, you know, I'll give you an example. And if I'm a guy's drywalling here for me,
yeah,
right, fine. So even though now my drywaller quits, if I'm gonna try to find the guy to do it tomorrow, he's gonna say, listen, that means I have to put you ahead of my other jobs. I'm gonna charge you a lot of money. Fine, but it's the drywall inside my house. It's not gonna go bad. So I'll wait 3 weeks. I'll call around. I'll find the guy who can do it in 3 weeks, and it'll be approximately the same price. No problem. What if it's my roof, though? If it's my roof, I can't do that. I can't wait 3 weeks and have a guy do it at regular prices. I'm going to pay an insane amount of money. So the SME is including that, he's including not just if the thing is farfal and legamri, right? But even if the cost to do it right now is exorbitant, that's also considered avud. Meaning to
That's it.
be a
Yeah.
davar she'in avud, I have to be able to do it at a normal price without it spoiling.
Right. So then you have to add in the words of Eya, and if he doesn't have the time, it's double over.
Right? If either he mamish doesn't have the time, it's going to go bad, or even if you can get somebody, but it's going to cost an exorbitant amount, is also considered davar avud. Meaning he can't realistically complete this job without paying a crazy amount more. That's called davar avud. That's included in davar avud. Not so he's adding that not just davar avud kipshute, but even if it's something that I can't complete for a reasonable price, meaning it's both is the same case. It's because it's time sensitive. So since it's time sensitive, either it's going to go bad, or alternatively, even if I have an option, but the option is costing a crazy amount, that's also
Yeah.
considered davar avud.
Yeah. Okay. That's the smet. Now I don't think
And
we
one
have
there's one
any.
more there's one more smeh we can do also. We might as well do it. Then we'll do all the shach.
Yeah, aber bedauert Havod, שהוא צריך שוב, ויסתכלכל אם לא יוגמר מלאכתו מיד. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this shach is going to take us, these shachs is going to take us till the end of the next page because we don't have any more smears on this.
Right. It's gonna be
So
right.
let's
All
start
shach now.
plowing. Let's
It's gonna
start
go to
plowing
the
out.
end of everything that we went over inside in the Chaber Ramah is gonna be just shach.
Yeah. So I guess he's going to go through plow through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Zog de shach. Mishras. I don't know why it says two mishrases. It says here,
Mishoreses, like a maidservant, I think.
but it's not. It's talking about a mishra.
He's talking about Mishoreses or Eved.
Mishaneses oy eved shel balabais mikre dover ha'ovod. The
Yeah.
balabais lo yuchol lasos. See, cleaning ladies are dover ha'ovod.
Yeah, because
Because
a Jewish wife
we don't want to do
is
that
not
kind
allowed
of
to clean a
work.
toilet.
We don't want to put exactly. We don't want to be misasik with lowly things.
Right.
Okay. Mishaneses chula betrumas adeshen misai beze mikomokom dover zet tzorich ולדינו לא מקוסי בייס יוסף הרב בדרכי מוישה, yeah?
Yeah.
הרב means the רמו. בדרכי מוישה בשם תומס הדשן, בפשיטוס דהבה דובר עובד. Why is it that a goy losing a goy or a goiter, right, is considered dover avod?
Right.
Why? He says, Gam b'tshus marashdam, simen kufutes kosov kivin shetrumas adeshen kosov. בסוף צריך עיון, אם כן הדין
Imasachir. Why? Because hametz mechaveri olavaraya.
גם בתשוז התם, כוסף כיוון שאתה יודע כוסף בסעיף צריך עיון, אם כן הדין עם הסוחר.
Why is with this? I don't understand why it's hametz mechaveri olavaraya on the balabas.
הייתי מכבד על הבראיה.
Ein sham v'nira da kol lefi inin lefi reis eini dayan. I'm. What's the case he's even talking about here? I'm trying to figure out what does it mean that the Misharesi Evid was. Meaning a Misharis or Eved is always considered Davar Avod. They can never leave. because them leaving is always considered davar avod.
אלו, אם כן ננס כגוין, שחולו, מילות, סוברניה דהקו הוא לפי העניין, לפי לא, הנה עדיין. He says it can be a carte blanche that a worker is is
It's davar avod.
it Doverovud. He said because go prove it. He's
Right.
not.
Meaning
He's not.
it
He's
all
not
depends. It all depends on the case.
exactly because he's saying it could be there's a case where he's going to lose out of it. It's Doverovud.
Right. I'll give you
But
I'll
the
give you an
problem he
example.
has
I'll give you
is
an
why are
example.
you saying that this is a
If
great?
this Evid most of the day is sitting there pruning the roses, and they don't prune the roses for 3 days or whatever, it's gonna it's what's davar avod here. What davar avod you
So
got?
that's what he's saying. He doesn't have a
It
problem.
could be by an Evid.
It
You have
could be
situations davar avod.
exactly, but it's not muchrach that he has to be. The problem that he's saying with the Shach is saying is that whilst it's quite plausible that an Eved is Dover Avod,
But to make a blanket statement like
a
this is
blanket statement you can't make because once you do that, you're not treating everything, every
that's not
situation.
right. It's not a fair thing.
It's not a fair
Right?
thing. That's what he's saying.
Because he should have the benefit of Hametz Mechaver Olvarai just like anybody else.
Exactly. So it's so that's why a dying has to treat everyone, every case separately.
Yeah.
I think that's clear enough, right?
Yeah, that's clear enough. If at some point we want to be ma'ayin it more, I believe there's a whole long Pischei Tshuva it looks like on this.
We should. Well,
What?
I tell you what we should do. Let's aim today to finish
Let's
Hay.
finish and then maybe we'll come back to it. But yeah,
And
that's clear enough that we have the idea of what he's saying here.
yeah. When you see a Pesach Shura like this, you know that he's. But we won't appreciate this unless we learn the Shach properly because he goes backwards and forwards on the Shach over here.
Well, I think the Pischei Tshuva is going to explain what the Shach is talking about more because the Shach basically spits it out in one sentence, like it's a pashta thing, and like you know how you read a Shach and it's a few and it's simple at first glance, but you already
Yeah.
you know in your gut there's a whole there's a whole pilpul on this thing.
You want to do it now? Do it now.
No, let's continue. I think let's continue inside.
Okay,
And then maybe we'll go
let's
back.
do till at least till Reish
Yeah,
Lamed Gimel. I mean the page Reish.
yeah.
And then you know what I'm saying, and then
Yeah. Now we can see. Maybe we'll
then we can see exactly. Let's finish this shach. In other words, we're about to do now. ויודע מה על ידינו, כלומר שאינו לתחתונה. וכן פירוש התוספות לא שיודע על עליון בש"ס, ונראה דשינו בכל דבר כדין פועל החוזר. In all cases, פועל החוזר. בדיוק. Do you know the side of the words? שאינו לתחתונה, it said לא שיודע על עליון בש"ס, דינו בכל דבר, he says, כלומר שאינו על תחתונה. What's this like? It sounds like he's talking to. He can't be taken on.
I think
I know what he's saying. I know, and you know what he's saying.
Yeah.
He goes to Shitosui.
Right.
He says you don't go and rip the other guy up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't give him the extra $200.
Right. This is the shach going with shitose. Exactly.
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 Like what he said before, like what the Smed wanted to say that
And not
you
just
go.
that, and then he goes and sticks one more time that the say that also by a payil chazer it's that way and not like this man.
Right.
Yeah.
That says that even by by
this smeh, but if yeah by this smeh, right, is that he would say he would get the extra revach or whatever.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's possible this man might hold that here because from the fact that the Shach feels the need to reinforce that. I don't know.
Menina shedin b'chol dover kedin poel chayzer.
Yeah,
Baduk. Okay. Im chozer balabayis v'kablon.
if a
No,
kiblon, we said.
v'kiblon. Remember this that we corrected it. If you
By the way,
remember.
in this if there's two confusing terms here.
Yeah,
One is kiblon and kablon.
yeah.
The other one is chayzer and chayzer because chayzer by means he quit. Chayzer means he returned. He came back. He unquit.
Right,
Chayzer means two opposite things in this if.
right, right. Yeah. Let's. You, yes, definitely. Okay, so he says like, "Veim chozer bar bekiblon chula achiluk shekosav harav ben chozer balabayis vekiblon." Here, chozer means what? That the balabayis accepted them, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he went and accepted them again.
Right. He, he accepted it again. Chozer is again, and kiblon he accepted
He
them.
accepted them.
Yeah. Uven hikdim loy schoroi oy loy. Hu medivre harosh. Shikos again the taret the mucha v'shas dein tzorch eshalem lahem kol schorim. So what did he say over here? But again, im hikdim loy schoroi. What did he say that?
Hikdim leischare wasn't over here. He said it. Hikdim leischare was in the last was before.
So in this case,
But
what do we do in the case of hikdim loy schoroi? He has to give it back to him, no?
well, we said by let me see. We said that hikdim leischare by a schir he what do you call it? He it becomes a chayv by him. He can't take it away from him. It becomes a chayv that he owes the balabasim the money, but you can't extract it from him.
Why not? If it's not his, not his, no?
That was the and I think maybe he got that from the Rosh. Where was it? Um, that wasn't in Ramah though. That was in the Mechaber. Vafilu kibel kvar demes chirusei.
1 second. Yes, Shlomo, what's up? No. So what time are you going to be here? Okay, no problem. I'm learning now with the coil. Okay, online. Yeah, but I'm fully dressed already. When you come and you get ready, you let me know. Meanwhile, I'm learning online. Okay. Bye.
חילוק משקוס ורב בין חוזר ולבייס וקיבלון ובין היקדם לישכור אלוהי. Which is because we didn't get to it yet. If you looked at it, it's in the continuation of the Ramah that we didn't get to yet. That by a malamid shechala menakim leidmei chalya v'milim kvar kibel hapayel oy malamid v'milim kvar kibel hapayel oy hamalamid schorei yeshem nim de ein tzarich lahachzir. Ivri cholash cholash shalish va'ovad shalish ein chayv lahashlim. I think if we read Vita, he's going to explain more. He's going to explain it. If we read more Vita, he'll explain what he's talking about here. It's from it because it's from a different sugya. It looks like, but he's going to bring it over here. He's gonna be talking about by an Evid Ivri and different. I think
We've had before when Hiktim Leischore, remember?
yeah, that was the Mechaber though.
Yeah.
That was the Mechaber. Was he said by a schir yoim shechazar by. He pays him what he did, and
Yeah.
even if hikdim leischare, he can't take it away from it. I mean, he owes it to him, but he can't extract it from him. He has to wait till he's able to pay it. It becomes a chayv that the schir yoim owes the balabos the money back, but he can't take it from him. He can't he can't
Okay.
he can't be tafis.
Let's do
But here I
the
think I think he's going to be talking about a different, and he's going to bring it's from he's bringing the Ramah from a different place.
okay. Okay, damit again, yeah?
Yeah,
We can mamshich
yeah,
sein,
yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
Okay, so it says like this. Nathan, als je bedoelt, laatst het kach with kach. No, what was I saying?
By yeah,
Sorry,
chilukim
I'm,
shekosav
I'm sorry. Noch einmal sagen, ja?
yeah,
Aber
yeah.
bedover Rabo, שהוא צריך שווה בעסקה, okay. Shout, we did this already.
By if him
Okay, we
chazar
can
balabos
need to make
tefis.
on double ketin payla chaser, right? Okay, אם חוזר בעל הבית וקיבלון,
Yeah,
החילוק עם שכוסו ורב, בין חוזר בעל הבית וקיבלון וכו' בין הקדים וסחורי, אוי לוי, ומדברי הראש, אוקיי, שכוסו נתן ואין צורך לשם להם גוד סחורם, פרק הקדושים, אמרין גם בעבד עברי, חולו, שולוש, ועובד, if you work for 3 years, remember this case, right?
yeah, yeah.
If you
The Evid, he's he worried.
if you
He
worked
works 3 and he's sick with me.
right, so then what's the din yamot?
And chayv lahashlim, he's good. He doesn't have to he doesn't have to work an additional 3 years.
Right. Why? Because Vashvi Yotzar Lechovshi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Begam Hevi Shom B'Shem. What was his Maharam Berottenberg or Maharambam?
Or Meharam it could be also it's from the let me see who's bringing it. No, because he calls him the Ramo he calls Harav. Um,
Calls him Muram and all that, but Maharam could be the Rambam.
yeah. Let's see what does it say it is from Divri
Who is
Maram.
it?
So
Usually
where's
would know
Maram?
this.
Oh, he doesn't give a Sefer Kinyan. No, that's in Shuvas Maimon. He doesn't give Maramakim. So it's like
Umedivre Harosh Shekosu Kaletaretz Hodem Mucher Beshal. I want to tell you just for the record. The Rebbe of the Rosh was the Maharam Rottenberg.
so then yeah. So it could be who's
It's
bringing it.
possible.
Rosh bringing it.
It's not mukhrich. I'm just saying
Yeah,
you.
right. But he is saying who Midivri Harosh and the Midivri Harosh.
Begam heavy shop, heavy shop.
So it's
It's
very
ganz
likely. It's very
very
likely
likely.
then that
Yeah.
it's talking about Maram
The time
Rottenberg.
ben hikdim lo ischorei eloi. Vechen hu betshuvas maimoni b'shem Maharam shehigid lo kein balach aloim. Oh, wenn es deit divre chaloim lo mailen lo moriden beze. Woo! Ik don't know
This is
is
sharp, huh?
Amrinin. I wasn't expecting that. Don't know is Amrinin בפרק זה בוידר הרי שהויו מצטער על מויז שהניח לו אוביב ובו בא לחלואים ואומר לו כך וכך הם במוקם פלני הם של מייסה שני הן. זה הויו מייסה ואומרו דברי החלואים לא ימר ולא מרידן. כל שכן כאן. Mistaber klal lechalik, you know what the kol sheken is, right? Over there, you're not taking any money from anybody. Over
Right,
there,
it's not right.
aber piken Zokman as segonish wert. Kol sheken become a choimer that over here,
Right, because you're coming to you partially coming is there's a money difference here.
the money, the dispute over here, and you're gonna be, that's a kalvachoimer over here.
Yeah. Right, here somebody's losing out, Pashit.
Kol sheken kan. The mistaber klal lechalik ben hikdim lo ischorei oiloi. מה בכך שהקדים לו סחורי? הרי לא ינוסו לו אלו על דעת שיעשה לו מלאכה, כפי הזמן שסוחר
Right.
עמי.
He gave him the hikdim leischari was all tanai. He didn't fulfill the tanai, so what does it make a difference? Hikdim leischari. Not just that, he's not even talking about. Remember in the last sif when the mechaber said hikdim leischari, it's not that the guy gets off scot free. He still owes the balabas the money. You're just saying that I guess like we have rachmanis on the pile. He doesn't have the money mizuman right now. We're not going to be taifis his stuff, but he still owes the balabas the money. There's no question of that.
The question is, how
And here
tough
the
can you
same
get on
thing.
him?
If he gave him the money already, okay, but he gave it to Almanas to complete the job. He didn't complete the job. Give me back the money.
I mean, you can't force him. You can't force the money out, but I'm sure
Well, you could. It depend. It would depend. I think.
you don't have to wait ad bias goyel to get the money, do you?
No, but meaning that he's definitely not scot free. That he doesn't. That oh, if you paid him already, so he keeps the money. No, he doesn't keep the money. Listen, if he doesn't have it, that's a difference. Okay, fine. So that's a whole other question. But the fact is, he owes you the money, right? To say that oh, because you paid him already, he walks away with the whole money. No, he
Yeah,
doesn't walk away with the whole money. You only gave him that money. Al minas that he should complete that he continues the work. That means he's now holding your money.
yeah,
Now, if listen, especially nowadays in a bestin, a guy who's not cooperative, good luck getting your money. But the fact is that he owes you the money,
yeah.
right? You did half the work. You get half the work. The other half you have to give back to me, even though I paid you already.
Weiter.
Yeah.
וגם ביתי אמר המלטלת בין נגדים לא יצחרו לא, אוקיי, חלוימוס, כל שכן אוך כאן, תלו מסתבר כלל לחלק בין הקדים לא יצחרו אלוהי, דמה בכך, הקדים לא יצחרו, הרי לא נוסנו לו אלו על דס ווס?
Adashi yasla even lochik if he has much socher.
Yeah,
He didn't do the work. He didn't
right,
do the work. I don't owe you the money. Meaning he's saying mabekach that I advanced you the money, but I advanced you the money for work that you're going to do, not for work that you're not going to do.
right. ולא
But
מסתבר
taka,
כלל
I have to
לחלק
pay
בין
you the
הקדים
hours
לא
you did. But anything on top of that I advanced you owe me back.
דמה בכך שהקדים לא יצחרו, הרי לא נוסנו לו אלו על דס שיעשה לו מלוכה, כפי הזמן שסוחר עמי.
Yeah.
ולא דומה כלל לספינה זו ויין זה דלעיל. סימן שין י"א. I don't know what that case is. Do you remember
I
it or
don't
not?
either. No, we didn't do Shin Yud Aleph.
Okay. וכן,
We started at Shin Yud base.
yeah, right. וכן, לצורך הבייס, צורך ימי הסחילוס. מה זה למייס? למי ש... וכן למייס?
Meaning maybe he passed away in middle of the
Yeah,
He
the
passed
mace.
away in
Yeah,
middle of
mace.
the
Read the
lease.
whole line.
He
Read
passed away
the
in the
whole
middle of the
line.
lease, and let's say
Yeah,
6 months
bechein
into
le
the
mace
lease,
is
and he only paid 6 months.
soicher bayis stoicher mace gerusoi. In other words, soicher abayis stoicher mace gerusoi umeis. That's what it means to
Right?
say.
Yeah. That's a better way of putting it.
Oh boy, that's a boy.
But it's not the first time we see that. We saw that also before, and I think
It
it's in
must be a
Shalom
loshon hashas
also.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes in Shalom over here. I think we have it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's de la kamon reis simen shin
Yeah,
lamed וגם החילוק שכוסף הראש אינו
yeah. If it's
ברור.
if it's if it's Meis Habaliskir bias, I'm giving it to him. you know.
Yeah, וכי בשביל שקיבלו בסתם יהיה נמחה לו מה שלא יעבד. גם כושר,
Right. Just the fact. So fine. The fact that I advanced it to you. So what? So now you're allowed to have more, you get more money just because I advanced it to you. Not
can I
just that.
ask you,
And not just
can
that.
I ask
I
you,
did you a favor by advancing it to you.
so what's the case of the mace? That the Yorshim are wanting the money back?
Yeah, it's like
Something,
if he dies in the middle of a thing
something
and he didn't
it's
spend
something not the mace. The mace is gone
no, it's
already.
not the mace, it's the Yoshim. It's talking about by Yoshim. Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that case, so it's similar then. That over there also, mechanisch. Isa havele leplugei bechelek becholo. He should have been. He should have differentiated becholo gimel gufei bein hilas sheish oisoif sheish.
Meaning by the avidivity he's talking about.
Yeah, but that he was chola. Remember?
Yeah. If he's they come b'shas v'kedushin cholok
Becholo
sheish chayv
gimel
lahashlim. That said that if cholok gimel and avad gimel ein chayv lahashlim. Cholok kol sheish chayv lahashlim. You know,
havele lefluge becholo gimel gufei
vein
ben
b'tchila sheish seif sheish.
sheish. What does that mean? What's the question?
That he should have differentiated between if he got sick before first he was sick and then
First
he
three,
worked,
the
and then
first 3 years,
he
or
worked
the
and worked.
the last 3 years.
I think he's comparing that to here, where he's saying that, oh, since he worked the beginning and you paid him already, he keeps it. He says if that's the case, then over there by an Eved, it should be only if he worked the first three and then got sick, but not if he got sick the first three and then worked three. Because here you're saying because he worked the first part, and you gave him the advance, so he keeps it.
Yeah.
You're saying based on this logic, so in the case of the Eved Ivri, it should be only he should have differentiated between Chola Shalish v'Avad Shalish and between Avad Shalish v'Chola Shalish. Because in the case of Chola Shalish v'Avad Shalish, then he should have to be Mashlim because the working part wasn't in the beginning.
So what?
So he's saying like here, where you're saying since he worked the first part and you paid him already, so he keeps it for the last part. Because you wouldn't have said that if he didn't work the first part and then came to want to work the last part.
Well, maybe it's not from. This is, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. This is the big ball. Don't be like that.
Yeah, it is. You can mix it, but that's all.
Bring me a plastic spoon. Yeah. What's the logic in differentiating between these two things?
Because over here, what happened is he worked and then chala. So you're saying, oh, so since he paid him already, he keeps it. Since he worked already the first half. So saying that's the case by the and you're saying it's just like by an Evid. So then by an Evid, he should have differentiated if he first worked and then got sick, or between he got sick and he worked. But we see it doesn't make. There's no such differentiation.
Nope.
Yeah.
You see, it's not the same. You can't equate these two cases. You can't learn out from here to there.
Unfortunately, I don't have this gimel.
Well, because the we don't really that whole sugya is he's
Okay,
bringing a
fine.
whole foreign sugya into
The
it.
Gufa ben tchila sheish osef sheish means whether he started the first six and didn't do the next the
Right?
last.
Was it ovad sheish v'chola sheish, or was it chola sheish v'ovad sheish? Which order was it in? The first 3 years he was sick and then he worked 3 years, or he worked 3 years and then he was sick 3 years. So there's no differentiation over there in the Gemara.
So then it's tchila. It means sholish shel sheish or seif shel sheish. So the
Right.
seif.
Right. Was the chola the first 3 years or the last 3 years?
Yeah. Weiter, yeah?
Yeah.
גם כל שבידי עוד גם בש"ס, בקדושת חולו, כל שש שנים להשלים. Okay, listen, I don't think we're okay.
Well, it's this is the best we're gonna understand it without being ayin mamish in that sugi in Gemara.
Yeah. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that. ומדלוי כוסו כלא שדברייסה חולו שלוש עובד שלוש משמע דספירה לדין חילוק בין חולו בתחילה ובסוף. Very good.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. Right. So it's the
Al
same.
bemet,
There's no differentiation made there.
The case of Poli do take. Bij Ebedibri nicht. Of bij Polio.
Right. So right.
Geen משמע בתוספת דתניא סויכר אס הפועל. ומייסל מייס אויש חזוס חמו הרי אלו שומן לו. Yeah? כיצד שומן לו? אם היה שכיר חודש נויסים לו לפי שכירוסי. קבלן נויסים לו לפי קבלנוסי. עד כאן. ולא קטוני לחצי היום מייס לא מייס חולה. עלמא דלא תולי בהוכי מידי. אלו בכל עניין שומן לו. ולא דומי לעבד עברי, דהוסם כיוון דעבד עברי, גופוי קונו לוי בכסף השטר וחזוק, אם כן בכל היכו דחולו ברשוסו דמו חולו, מה שאין כן הוכו. לכן ראיתי אחר כך בתייסוס,
Right. So his meaning by an Eved, his whole kol kulei is shaykh to the master. So therefore, his chayli is also listen. I'm sorry, your Eved is sick, but he's still your property. Your property. It's like if lahavdil, if your cow was sick, I give you a cow and the cow's what's it called? Now the cow gets sick. Listen, it got sick in your rishus. What am I going to tell you?
You're responsible if that cow does any damage.
Right.
You're
Here,
Your cow.
the guy is not bereshus habal. It's only his work is bereshus habalabos. I agreed with you on a certain amount of work. You're not. We're not totally tied up in each other. By an Eved Ivri, your whole mitzias belongs to the balabos. So if you got sick, it's the balabos's problem because you're his Eved either way. It's not that you didn't contract him to do a certain hours, a certain work. Your mamish is Eved. You're his property. It's like if my if my computer isn't working right, then I'm gonna say, oh, the computer is chayav money to me. Like it's your computer, right?
Right. Fine. Okay, וכן הייתי אחר כך בתייסוס בכמה דקידושין שכוסו להדיה כדבורי וזה לשני. יש שהיו רצים לאמר שהויסן שכירים ולמדי תינקס עם חולו חצי זמן כמוי כן לא ישלימו כמוי עבד עברי. לא מזוגן, אז du dingst am Melamed, yeah? You take a Melamed,
yeah,
and then he works half the time and is sick half the time. Lo
Yeah.
aleinu. So then maybe you shouldn't pay him.
No, he's saying K'meikin lo yashlimu K'mei
אם כל
Eved.
אחד הזמן לא ישלימו.
No, he says so he has a hava mina that he should be like an Eved Ivri. That he does like see I'm telling you this whole
לא ישלימו, that he
yeah
doesn't have to.
this whole sugya this whole pages is filled with words with double meanings.
Here, לא ישלימו means he shouldn't have to make
He
up
shouldn't
for it.
right, not lo yashlimu he shouldn't pay him, but lo yashlimu he shouldn't make it up. He doesn't have
Right,
to make it
כמו
up.
עבד עברי, חולה וקושע, ואם כן מלמד תינוקס נמי, אם חולו לא ייקחו אלא מה שהרוויחו. Leid made some klar le'eved ivri. The eved ivri
Right.
gufa konui
Right.
le'adein.
So why?
Yeah?
Well, right. It would seem like Malam Tinekis
Nishkan eved
it should
ivri.
equate with a schir yaim, not with an eved ivri.
Right, and therefore he shouldn't have to pay him
Right. So why?
only
He's
what he works.
right. So he shouldn't have to pay him. Well, why he doesn't have to make it up? That doesn't make sense.
Hilkach cholo sholosh ve'eno chayev lehashtem. Then yochel lasis melocha yesa miyacholte. Melamed ein gufa konui. Elo socher atmai lilmoid ad hazman.
Right. Like a
Yochel
safek.
lehashtem lo yitol el ma she'irviach hashem irviach al kalishon, and that's it. V'chein it makes sense, no?
Yeah.
The chiluk which he draws is very
Yeah.
clear.
Because a melamed he's not an eved. He's a sochir. It's not called gufa. Is shaykh to the balabas. I'm teaching for a certain time. So he should be like a sachir. Why he should be like an evidivity?
Yeah. Well, and an evidivri, sorry, and a sochib gets paid whatever he works.
Why get paid by work? Yeah.
Yeah.
An evidivity is different. Why? Because he's in ganz shaykh to some balabas.
Yeah. Weiter.
Yeah.
שוב ראיתם במרדכי פרק האומנין, וכפי הסדרתי, גם מרדכי בשם הטייס וסויבר כן, שהרי כוסף שם בהגו, על דברי מוהר"ם. No, the Maharam is a Rambam. הטייס בחלקים בין עבד עברי שכבר פרוע הוא, ומפורשים דכי אונוס נטל מה שעושו לבד וכו'. ואם כן גם במלמד נמי שכולו לא ייטול רק כפי מה שלומד, בפיידי says clearly, עד כאן השני. ועיין בתשבת, right? רב שמעון בן צמח.
Yeah.
מיהו, מנקין לוי מסחורוי לפי הזמן שכולו, אפילו לא מתחצי.
Where you were holding now. Vayin b'tashbat shemayich b'dover zeh.
מציעים טוב, אבי, ולישת, אוקיי. מדבר מאחר ורוצם, שכימה שכבר פרוע, קודם לא קינן גומר, אף גופו, מה שאין כנוחו, in the case, in the case of every day, is gufo yikonu, yeah? Velishat the hashashbat, no ke demashma shom lehedyokein. It's mashma that to be mechalik between an Eved Ivri and a Melamed. That Eved Ivri is
so right that a Melamed is like the Shach said is that a Melamed is like a Sachin. Why he only gets paid according to what he did.
Sagt noch jetzt. זה לא שנת השבעת, בסימן תוף קוף חוב זין, מיהו, מנקין לוי מסחורוי לפי הזמן שחולו, אפילו לא מתחצי. After the gelernt no halb, yeah?
Right. Even if he did, even if he completed half the contract, and then chala, he only gets paid according to the time he did. He doesn't he doesn't you don't
After
automatically give him the rest.
I forgot the Amrin Hossam, Cholo Sholosh, Robert Sholosh, Eno Chayv Lehashlim,
Right.
Halemidi,
By
Gabri.
never evening. Yeah.
Den ich probiere kurz Chore mit Tchile Beshas, Shikne Oisoi, Vein Shum Choyv Moment, all of the Amrin, every Gufa Konu.
Right, because that's how it works. How it works is the balabas pays off the
He's
Evedivi's.
analyzing what Gufa what Gufa Konui it seems like. No, he's giving a definition that there's no choiv in it, and this and
Well,
that.
no, because there's no chayv because that's how he bought him. In other words, he bought him by paying
Yeah.
his chayv.
Achzer Zakosov who sheyotze begiroin kesef. Melamed shu keschiriyim. Oh no, you know he says Achzer Zakosov shu yotze begiroin kesef. You know what that means, right?
No,
If it's Gufa Konui Olov, how could he come out begiroin kesef?
right?
Because
Because like Zedis Akosov, otherwise take.
And Taka, Gufa Conway is that's it.
Right.
By the way, I just want to mention
Not just that, and he goes. Not just that, and Giron Kesef, meaning he didn't. The balabas paid his chayv.
Yeah.
He now has to work 6 years for the balabas in return for the balabas paid his chayv. Right. Okay, but now you didn't work you didn't work half the time, so you didn't work off your chayv. So really, you should have to stay longer until you pay off your chayv by working for the balabas.
By the way, I don't want to split hairs, but I need to over here.
Splitting hairs is no, especially in this kind of a shach. If we're not splitting hairs, we might as well
might as well quit. Do you know that by Eved Ivri, there's different kinds of Eved Ivri? Yes, Begnivosoi, right? That's not Giron Kesef on the Shabbos of the Eved.
Right.
Over there, the Giron Kesef is how much money he owes him.
Right.
So it's not, you know what I'm saying? You have to be mechalek between
right, yeah.
No, don't put a blank statement that, you're a big on kesef. Yeah, in Belgius,
Right.
If it's just a person who was an oni, right, and it was between a guy goes up to me, listen, I'm starving.
Right. It's not. Right, it's not. He doesn't have a chayv. He just. I need somebody to support me.
That's one case.
Right.
If it's a case a person's a ganef, if Nimker Begnev also, so he owes him tons of money.
Right. So now so now if he goes and he doesn't work, he's got to be getting kesef.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. That's another case. I think that's the third case of
you could even it's because you could even say that the oni, why is he that in a way he's also going out Bigidon Kesef because the Vaila, the balabas is still has to pay for his food and his board and everything while he's not working. So maybe in a sense you could say also he's really Bigidon Kesef.
Yeah, correct.
Because fine, you came to me, you're poor. Fine, I'll work for you. You work for me, I'll give you food. Here, I had to give you food, not only food. I had to pay for your doctors. I had to what he called, and you didn't work.
Right.
So maybe in a sense, but it's not so clear, like in the case of like a Ghana, for example, that it's where there's it's not called Giron Kesef.
I was thinking of Nimker Begnevosa. This is more clear. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, the Kosovo, she had to be on Kesef, and Melamed, she was Geschir Yom Leilom, Ein Nesim Loi Schar, Mashel Loi also. Yeah?
Yeah.
ואף אגב דאינס עד כאן לשון. וכן דס הריטבו, פרק כמה דקדושן, שכוסו שום וזה לשון יכול, לא שול לשון יחייב להשלם. ואף אגב דאברינן. בפרק האומנין דפויל, אוי קבלון שחולו. Ein loy elos choroi b'ma Here we go back to the kablon again, yeah?
Right. Well, or either by a pale or a kablon, right? We're saying
He's
that,
both.
that if he
He
was
only
if he
gets what
was
he
an onus,
gets. What,
at the most you have to pay him only what he did,
this is the case of an
but
honest
not
over here, right?
but you don't have to pay him more.
Is this the
That's
case of?
our yeah. Das ist unsere
How do
so
you know? I'm not saying not. I'm saying I would like to believe you, but
no here
because the first case is
it's clear.
Ashar Chesonim.
Pay
The way
lekablan
I remember
shechala
it,
einli alas chari b'mash also. That's here.
yeah, but in the case of when it's not an onus, it's not. We don't equalize it, right?
No,
That's that.
but a chayla we said is einus.
This is the case. This is a cholo, right? Cholo shemenu chav lehashim.
Yeah,
Not
so
like
chala, but chala is one of the cases of einus.
a kabel shechala eino elos chol b'mashe also. But that choilov leatzmei. Lo yidam b'am le'avdim. What does that mean? Watat choilov le'atzmei.
Meaning he's what do you call it? His sickness. It's his sickness.
I think he said
We don't penalize him because he's quitting in middle, right? Because because it was einus.
he means to say
At the same
he
time, the time
absorbed.
that you were actually sick and you didn't work, that's on you. That's not on the balabos. The right. So we're not penalizing
That means
you're
that
not
he absorbs it. He absorbs the loss. That's what
yeah
he means.
yeah
Because
of the actual sickness. Now we don't. So what's the difference? The difference is because on us we're not penalizing him, right? Because usually somebody if he leaves, especially a kablan who leaves midway through the job, we penalize him. Is yod
yeah,
ala tachtaina. So here, which this explains very good how the Shach said it before, how the Shach put it before that he put kilemar she'ina ala tachtaina. Right? That's now that fits in, meaning you don't pay him the whole thing, but it just means that any yod al tachtaina, you don't penalize him. That's all. That's what it means, right? If you look in the shach on the bottom of the previous page,
yeah.
in shach of dalad v'yodam al yeno kilemar she'ena ala tachtaina, meaning we're not penalizing him. But what? But for this man chayli, that's on him. That's not on the balabas. Fine. We're not usually a kablan. Not only that he's not going to get paid for this man chayli, we're going to penalize him, and if it costs the balabas more, we'll deduct it from him. Here, we're not going to deduct it from him. We'll pay him what he worked, take, but this man chayli, that's on him.
That's in the case of Ochoili, right?
Yeah, by a kablan,
by
kablan. That yodi al but yodi al yena means kileim bar she'ena al tachtaina, that we're not going to deduct anything from him from what he worked. That's all that means. But the time that he's sick.
So what's the shach? What's the shach doing? Is drawing a parallel between an Eved Ivri who got sick and
here he's drawing a distinction, and now he's using from the ritba to further reinforce the distinction that he's making that a kablin and a kablin and a sachir and including a malamid is not like an Eved Ivri. Because by these other guys b'telas chaylev la'atzmei leidami peil Eved Ivri, because it's not the same appeal in Eved Ivri.
Der peil oy kablen hiskiru barabayis lemeloch hazu al dover yadua noitas chore vekimin ze lo aso af pi she cholo oy nenas ein lo elo schar ma sheosa lefi cheshbon.
Right, so you only get prorated for the part you did, and you get that. That's it.
But look at this: about Eved Ivri lo nishtabed lo ilasos dover yadua elo nishtabed lo shiakufo lemelachtoi lo ima shekol melachtoi tehele raboy
right, he's 100%. He's yours. He's your Eved.
cholo lo yosa klum distavcha sadeu shelodin vezeu nochinu borer ad kan leshenei. V'nire de bepeil afilu hiskir atzme lechol meloches v'komokem kiven shein guf ekonoi. You see what he's doing? According
Even
to
if he's a
that,
general worker, I'm gonna listen.
no, no, no.
I'm gonna work for you for a year, and I'm gonna work for you. You tell me whatever you want me to do.
He said, no, von deswegen,
It's still not the same,
and not the same because it's Gufa Konui. That's what he says.
right? And not only that, the proof is he had the choice to make that contract or not, and never if he never had that choice.
Never had. That's a pshat Gufa Konui. Gufa
Yeah,
Konui
it's
means
gufay kani. He's mamish. Mamish. He's your property. This sachir, even if he made a long-term contract, and he'll do whatever you want him to do. But the fact is that gufa ain't kani.
and he says like this, והוריה, שהרי לא נקנה בכסף שטר בחזוקה כעניין עבודים, אין לו אלא לפי חשבון.
Right.
אולכא דמילסה נוקת הריתו, וסתם כשמזכיר עצמו לכל המלוכס, מקנס גופה בכסף או שטר בחזוקה.
Right,
Wow.
that he's talking milsa de urcha because it would be unusual for a regular sachir to make that kind of a deal. Take, he can make that kind of a deal, and then he's a long-term sachir. That's really besides for the fact that he's not konu. He looks in every way like an avidivity. He says so. Ritba uses urcha de milsa because that's not it's not a very usual arrangement that a sachir would make with somebody.
Yeah, but so let me ask you a question. So what are you trying to say now? I'm lost. So I understand.
Like, listen, the only difference between
Everybody's talking. I feel he said like this. Even if he does this, even if he does that, he's not.
Right. He's saying like this. Even a schir yom who makes a contract, and let's say even makes a 2-year contract with the balabas, that whatever I'm going to eat by you, and what's it called, right? The proper sachir, I'm going to eat by you, I'm going to sleep by, what's it called? I'm 24/7, you tell me what you want me to do, which is almost like an avidivity. But there's a difference. The difference is he doesn't have a star, and not just that, like we learned before, he wants to go bechetzi hayim, he can leave. An avidivity can't leave. Why? Because an avidivity is koni begufay. This guy will still say about him v'lei avodim lavodim. He can leave it. He can leave a year into the contract.
Right.
So even though he made the contract and he looks at first glance when you see him and you see the Evid Ivri, you would not know the difference. But there's a big difference. The difference is that he is Gufei Kanui and he's not Gufei Kanui. So since he's Gufei Kanui, so his chala goes on the balabas. And since he's not Gufei Chala, his chayli goes on himself.
Do you know when he was saying before the shtickle, when he was saying that you will sein, all the chilukim before, and what the chilukim was that the thing of the Kenyan, getracht by sich, hey, didn't we have before that he was kind of with his equipment?
Right.
Whatever. So he said, even then he says, even, you know what I'm saying?
Right. At the end of the day, in Evid Ivri,
that I think would mean a contract. I think Chazoka would be if he did something with his, if he did something, if he made him do something like on the ground, like.
And right, but it also has to be that he's making that the Chazoka and the shtar that he's making is aldas to be an avidivity.
Kesef, I think that the balabos is giving him a deposit of money of
right,
commitment.
But it's not just that. It's also that this kinyan was done aldas to be an avidivity, meaning that I was makna myself to you.
One last question, I'll let you go. What did the Ritva say that he's saying he only meant it because Milsa is Urche de Milsa, not the Ritva? What was the? Do you remember what the Ritva said or not?
Yeah, he said the ilu pele kablan hiskiru balabais melamelocha zu al davar yadua. So then he said. So the Shach is saying, so it would seem, according to the words of the Ritba, that if he wasn't maskiris atzmei ledavar zu yadua, then he should be like an avidivity. And he says, no, that's just the Ritba's talking urcha de milsa. That stamazay a kablan and a sachir, they're usually only making a contract for davar yadua. That's why the wording of the Ritba is ledavar yadua. But even the Ritba would be maskim that even a sachir who's making a deal with the balabas that I'll do anything you want, whatever you want. It's that's still a sachir. And the reason that it says it in such a way that it implies only l'davar yadua is because stamazay a sachir is only doing it l'davar yadua. Urcha de Mil says he does it l'davar yadua. But Taki, even the Ritba would agree that if he's not an Eved Ivri, even if he's for all kinds of things, and even if it looks like an Eved Ivri, right?
Yeah.
Even it quacks like a duck, but it's not a duck.
Yeah, right. It's right.
And the only reason the Ritba used that wording of the Davar Yadua is because that's Urcha de Milsa. That's usually how a Kabbalah.
Do you realize that all these things could have been solved with one line? Ein gufa konu yolav. Afilu b'shtar b'chazoke. But it's not.
Right.
It's the malocha. It's a commitment to the malocha. It's not the goof of the person.
Right.
Goyach,
I'm committing to it. So this is so that's this whole shach. This whole shach is basically he's saying that an Eved Ivri is a unique situation, and not a kablan, and not a sachir, and not even a mulamid is the same like an Eved Ivri. For all of those, besides for an Eved Ivri, you only pay him what he did, and you don't pay him for this for the
and by an Ivri we're not mechalik between tchilas sholish or safe sholish,
right?
Right?
And Eved Ivri, on the other hand, is unique in that you pay for his zman cheli. Why? Because gufi kanu yolav.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
okay, you want to let us know tomorrow what's the deal?
Yeah, in Mitzvah it's the same thing.
Hab noch sechs, yeah.
Yeah, Mitzvah hab noch sechs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Rabbi.
you. Thank you. I'm thought this is my whole life.